Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here with another episode of My Summer Car, possibly the finale. When we last left off, we won our rally, the Al Alivikasan Pajarvi Super Suvi Sprint, and won a nice bit of change. And I took some of that money, and I actually forgot that in early access, all of the upgrades are 50% off. So I tuned the engine a bit and got a custom paint scheme, and there we go. We have a Dale Earnhardt inspired GM Good Wrench Service Plus on our Datsun, of all things. But the biggest thing that we did was adjust our gear ratio. So this is a much taller gear, a much taller transmission. Whoops. So today we are going to try to hit 200 kilometers an hour. That is our ultimate goal. Assuming we can make it to the highway. This particular play session, I've had a little bit of difficulty with the road. Essentially, what happens is the car sort of sinks into the dirt, and it just sort of spins its tires and doesn't get going. So hopefully I don't run into anything such as that in this trip. Main goal is to get out to the highway and open it up. In a perfect world, we'll see a police checkpoint, and essentially we'll just turn around and go the other way, because I believe there's only one police checkpoint on the map at a time, which will give us free and clear reign to try to hit that magical 200K mark. But as you can see, this is full throttle in third gear, 90 kilometers an hour, and I'm not even out of third gear yet. So a much taller gear ratio for sure. It's the 3.7, and I was reading online with the forums, and that seems to be the gear ratio to go. Now hopefully my temperature will become optimum by the time we reach the highway. We want maximum fuel mixture here, maximum power. The tuning didn't really destroy my carburetor settings. I'm still running 14.7 at optimum temperature, at least I did on the way home. So it looked like we were actually tuned up pretty well in the grand scheme of things. We'll make our left turn here. We're already up to 14.2, and it should stabilize here in a moment. Essentially, on our trip, we just have to make sure we don't get killed by any green car, for sure, and any tractor trailers that may be coming the other way. The highway is pretty dangerous, and I don't know if we are trying to do the achievement and we blow past the police checkpoint. I don't know if I want to stop or not. That might be a good way to go out for the series, maybe. A nice run from the law, see if I can outrun them and get home, maybe. I don't even know if they would follow you all the way down your driveway. That sounds like something that needs to be tested. But yeah, I think the 200 kilometer an hour achievement would be a fine fit to end the series on, but I'm thinking I want to do a review of sort of like an early access review. Of course, the game isn't complete by any stretch of the imagination, and much like Kerbal Space Program, each version is subject to change. So maybe just sort of a highlight. All right, I believe if we head north, we'll be able to hit it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on the open road. Maximum RPMs here. Let's see if we can hit that magical 200. There's third gear, 100 kilometers an hour, and still a whole nother gear to go. Plenty of engine left. Fourth gear, let's get it. There's 150. I'm not seeing, I think I see traffic. But traffic may not be a bother. Much faster than you, bro. need some downhill. We're still picking up speed. This feels really, really fast. We're not redlining yet. Car's a little loose here. We're going to have to go around the... Oh, geez. YOLO! I think that grass might have actually sped us up. There it is. Whew! What a rush. We had to YOLO to get it, but we are indeed in the 200-kilometer-an-hour club. That was epic. And what's interesting is I don't think in the stock gear ratio I was actually that far off. So you do have to tune your gearing just a little bit to hit that 200 mark, but a 13.7 with a 14.7. Hello, Wub Wub. I could probably outrun you, no problem. But a 14.7, 14.8 carburetor tuning and just mash the gas. That was enough to get me where I was going. I think what I'll do is I'll stay with you here until we get into town. We'll fill up the car some, and I need some mosquito spray while I'm at the store. And yeah, just talk about my thoughts and feelings on the game so far. Sort of save that for the review, but just sort of discuss what I like about the game, what I dislike about the game, where I think the game could really improve, and what I really like about it so far. I'll cover it also in the review, but you know, since you're a loyal fan, or perhaps you just wanted to see the Satsuma hit 200K, I'll join you in this particular video. Alright, Parajarvi should be coming up here. It feels so odd to be running, you know, the speed limit so low in 4th gear. It's definitely a different transmission gearing for sure. Alright, so our left turn is coming up. As long as I don't stuff it off to the side of the road. Awesome. Okay, turn signal. Nice TV cam view there. Pretty cool stuff indeed. Let's fill up. Yeah, I believe this is close enough here. Engine off. And let's talk, you and I, about my summer car, shall we? Ahem. There we go. So my summer car, how did I find it? Essentially, I was just looking on Steam Greenlight and saw the trailer, which really, really interested me. It almost looked like what people wanted out of Car Mechanic Simulator, the ability to get more in-depth with your vehicle, more parts, more pieces, and actual failures. So if you don't cinch down a nut or a bolt, it's not going to hold your hand and tell you that you didn't do it. It's just going to let you die. Just the addition of little things like going to the store and filling up your vehicles, the septic tank job, and firewood. I mean, it's not something that you would expect out of a driving game for sure. Hello. Grab some mosquito spray and some more sausages while we're at it, because, I mean, why not? We're here. I don't know how long I'll continue this game, but... Thank you so much, good sir. But yeah, to see the trailer was really, really cool. Just sort of the way they did the trailer with, you know, breaking and entering, and it's like, but this is a car mechanic sim, isn't it? No, it isn't. It's sort of like a life sim with some car building in it. I like the fact that there is some customization as far as like paint schemes are concerned. I like the fact that you can put your own flags in the garage. That little touch of customization goes a long way to make the game really feel like yours. And with a title like My Summer Car, you would expect it to be sort of tailored to you, you know? All right, handbrake is off. Let us head home for the final time. Shut up, groceries. But yeah, this game came out of nowhere. Apparently it had like an early run in Finland and people really enjoyed it, and they decided to bring it on Steam Greenlight or early access, and I'm really glad they did it. I got a lot of playtime out of this. I think I'm up in the 50 to 60 hours in my summer card in total. Had some grinding to do, you know, in order to build up enough money to pay for all the parts and the services and getting the licensing done. But it was fun, you know. If you watch my stuff, you know I'm a fan of, you know, I can do the same thing over and over and over again and not get bored. So doing all the septic jobs and the firewood jobs, that didn't bother me a bit. But where I would like to see the game go, obviously more jobs and more ways to make money. I actually didn't bring any scrap cars back this particular playthrough, but there are sort of barn finds, Forza Horizon style, but unlike Forza Horizon, you don't get to keep those cars. You just drop them off at the mechanic and he pays you for the scrap. But I would really like to see those cars more fleshed out. A bigger catalog, so you can build, say, the Ferndale, the big old muscle car. You can build that old 1930s rat rod, or whatever you choose to do. The engine is there to allow it to happen, and just the fact that you have to bolt everything down, it's really appealing for gearheads. And, oh, I thought he was coming across the line. And it seems like the perfect game that, you know, that could constantly be updated with new cars, new parts, new maps perhaps. You know, this is a pretty solid foundation, and even though there are bugs and glitches, which is to be expected in early access, I'm confident that as popular as the game seems to be, it can get worked out. And I really hope it does, because I want to see what version 1.0 of this game would look like. I got for 15 bucks 60 hours of content out of it, and you know how many episodes, 12, 13 episodes of recording, not to mention all my off-screen time grinding and driving around and doing odd jobs and whatnot. So definitely worth the money, and as long as they keep getting updated, you know, I'm happy. Needless to say, I've spent $60 on a game that I didn't even spend 5 to 10 hours in, never came back to. A real waste of money. So for this, you know, hopping on board early access was pretty cool for this particular game, to see how the game can evolve, and you know, all the things you can do that you can't do in other games, and that's pretty cool. One thing that I did really like was, you know, the putting together the car. It is the biggest sense of accomplishment, even if you follow a guide, of piecing everything together, bolting everything tight, and then getting the car to run and start for the very first time. And then, you know, when you place that order in the mail and you wait those few days, and you're excited to get your order back, and you can't wait to bolt those new parts on and to see what happens. I mean, that is cool for sure. Oh, little off. No worries. I didn't delve into the slot machine. I didn't delve into the car finding aspect. And then there's that job where you dump all the sewage on the DMV's front door for 20 cases of beer or whatever he pays you. I didn't do that, but, you know, it's there. And, you know, as long as he keeps updating with little missions like that to expand the world, expand the characters, that's pretty cool. It certainly isn't a character-based game. You're not going to learn the history of Mr. Fratari, but, you know, it's cool to do odd jobs for people, add more NPCs and more jobs to do. You know, the sky's the limit. And I think this developer just needed some more eyes on and a little bit more exposure to really get them going. And sometimes that's all you need. For creators to see that their work has been put out there and people really enjoy it, you know, that's comforting. It feels rewarding to say, okay, I'm on to something. I can make something out of this. I can make it better. And as long as it keeps getting improved, I will be a happy camper indeed. The last drive up. Another improvement that I wish that I could see was like a mini map, because learning the layout of the land definitely tripped me up the first few hours that I played it. I had to learn where everything was, and I got towns confused, and the distances, I thought I was in another town on the map when I really wasn't. Like, I didn't know how far that drive actually was. A mini map would be very helpful, I think. You know, be able to toggle it on and off for the hardcore player, but still, you know, a map would be helpful. Certainly optimization with like graphics and whatnot, but I'm not sure exactly how big the team is that's making the game, Amos Tech. So, you know, that may be something that they're not focusing on yet. They want to get the content in, and then they can refine as they go, which I'm perfectly fine with that. But it has been a really fun series, and for those of you who have stuck around episode after episode, I think there's about 10 of you, I do have to extend my greatest thanks for hanging in there and watching and enjoying the content for sure. I enjoyed bringing it to you. So here we go. Let's pull in to the garage where it all started. Oh, our phone's ringing. Might as well answer it and see what is left for us to do. Or did the phone stop ringing? Did we miss it? Of course. Just like this game, it throws another curveball at you. But let's take these groceries in. Let's see our kitchen that we started so many episodes with. Out you go, garbage bag. Destroyed the door bit? No worries. I do not mind at all. Yeah, not bad. No worse for the wear. Just close this up and say goodbye to the Satsuma for now. I'm not saying that this is going to be the last episode ever of My Summer Car. Certainly if there is another big update, I will be more than happy to bring that to you, because I'm interested to see what exactly is in store for this game. Let's take a look at our garage, our empty garage with our stack of parts that are, you know, no longer needed or required. Poof. It's been a ride. It's been fun for sure. But that is going to do it for me in this episode of My Summer Car. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next update, when and if that ever happens in My Summer Car. Take care.